This broadcast is partnered by Venice AI. Have you ever thought about what an AI is doing with your chat history? Did you know that Alexa listens in to recommend products and Meta retargets us based on what we click? Most AI platforms like ChatGPT store everything you say and attach it to your identity. They even tend to share it with third parties or other unknown entities. One may ask themselves, why am I handing over my data so easily? That's when today's partners come in. Venice AI. Venice AI prioritizes privacy. It is a private, permissionless AI platform that keeps your data safe. As a creator, I personally use it to brainstorm video ideas, create thumbnails, and also use it to clean up any posts I put on social media. I'm not the best writer, so it's always good to have something to make sure what I write is understood and readable. So if you're ready to level up your experience and keep your privacy intact, you can sign up using my link, venice.ai/Alyx, to get 20% off its pro plan. So don't miss out. Level up your AI experience with Venice AI today. I thought SmackDown was a great show. I'm loving what they're doing with R-Truth. John Cena continues to be a great heel champion. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. I know it's an unpopular opinion to have, and I'm aware of that. But it's how I feel. Now, you guys can have a problem with it. You can roast me like you're roasting me for my intro in the live chat. That's all good. You know, I think where I am with John Cena is usually what happens with me as a content creator. Let me just explain for a little bit, because everybody watches me now and they appreciate what I say. They take value in what I say. But here's the reality. In the moment, everybody, not everybody, I think some of you agree, and I appreciate that. But a majority of the people that listen to me always disagree with me in the moment. That's been happening since day one. I'll come up here and say ridiculous things, and in the moment, it sounds like this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. But over time, it's like, okay, he actually clocked that a long time ago. That's been the story of my time here on YouTube. I'll say things like, Daniel Bryan will be a world champion one day. And in the moment, you're like, hell no! That guy be a world champ? Come on, Alyx. Really? What ended up happening? Cody Rhodes will be a champion one day. Cody ain't got no charisma. That guy's boring. CM Punk will be back in wrestling. Alyx, he's gone. Forget about it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's just how it's going to be. People are not going to appreciate what I say at face value. They're always going to be contrarian. People are always going to give me a hard time about it. And I just have to accept it as, yeah, all right, you know what? We'll just have to see. And so when I say things like, John Cena is a great heel champion, of course people are going to be like, no, it's a horrible title reign. He needs to be a babyface. We need to love him as a babyface. Why would you have him be a heel on his last run? People need to see him as a top babyface. I think over time, that opinion is going to change. I think over time, give it a couple years, you're all going to come back and look on this moment and go, you know what? Yeah, that was the right way to end it. Because it is the right way to end it. You can be mad at how we got here. You can be mad at the fact that The Rock didn't show up at WrestleMania to help John Cena win. And you have every right to be that way. But here's the thing. Be mad at The Rock. Be mad at The Rock for not showing up. Be mad at The Rock for taking himself out of the storyline because, I don't know, Hollywood, because he didn't like the fact that Cody was the one turning heel. He wanted Cody and not John Cena. And that's fine. Be mad at The Rock, though. Don't be mad at Cena. Because fans project their anger onto things that they see and not what they really want to. That's the reality. And people are saying, well, we have a right to our opinion. Everyone has a right to their opinion. But objectively speaking, this was the right way to go out for Cena. It was the perfect way to go out as a heel. You might not like the way it's told, and it is your opinion to have your preferences. If you think certain things that are done with the stories, with the characters aren't clicking with you, fine. I'm not going to tell you how to feel. But I think it's imperative that we be honest, remove ourselves from the situation, and look at what's going on here. John Cena as a heel champion is creating so much buzz. R-Truth has never been this popular. R-Truth is literally experiencing the peak of his popularity, the peak of his career in his 50s. Because of who? John Cena. You got other wrestlers coming up the pike now with LA Knight now challenging, looking like he's going to be a world championship challenger. You're bringing Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton back into the spotlight. The champion, the quality of the champion is based off of the people he's working with, everybody else around him. And I'm sorry, babyface John Cena, I don't think would have created as much buzz as heel John Cena is right now. Period. You don't have to like that statement. But I think over time, that statement won't sound as crazy. It sounds crazy now. Like everything else I say in the moment. It sounds crazy. But then over time, you'll be like, all right, he clocked that. He was right. So, I've accepted that. But that's okay. I'm enjoying it. I just need to understand that not everybody is going to enjoy what you watch. I'm enjoying John Cena as a heel. And that's not going to change. Sorry. I've been begging for John Cena to go here for almost a decade. Over a decade. Since 2007? 8? Yeah, almost 2 decades. You think I'm going to be that guy to go, nah, I don't like it now. Forget about it. And it's such a bad look at us as wrestling fans, too. We have been begging for a heel John Cena. We finally get it, and we hate it. And that is why WWE looks at us and goes, that's why we don't listen to y'all. That's exactly why we don't listen to you. Because we give you what you want. We give you exactly what you beg for, and then you shit on it. I can't win. You can't win. Because then you'll say too little, too late. So now it's not even about us giving you what you want. Now it's about giving you what you want when you want it. Exactly how you want it. Yeah, even I agree with the people in WWE in that instance where it's like, yeah, see, sometimes you just gotta roll with the punches. Over time, you'll appreciate John Cena as a heel. Mark my words. Remember this video. I promise you. But anyways, SmackDown was about the King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring tournaments. They basically had failed 4-ways, multiple failed 4-way matches to advance in the tournament. Jade Cargill won her match. Alexa Bliss won her match. Cody Rhodes won his match. And I believe the other one was Randy Orton, right? Randy Orton won the match. So Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, Jade Cargill, Alexa Bliss advance. We'll have 2 more failed 4-way matches on Raw to determine the final participants, and then that will map out who's going to be in the tournament. I haven't really changed my opinions on who wins. Jade Cargill wins Jade Cargill will win the women's championships. I have no idea who's going to win the men's yet. Obviously, if Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton are in it, something tells me people are thinking that's going to be the finals. But we have to understand something. I don't think we do a tournament like this just for 2 SmackDown guys to be in the main event. Right? I do think one person for Raw is going to be in the main event. And I think that's Sami. So I think the finals is going to be Sami Zayn versus... because if Jey Uso is in the Fatal 4-Way, there's a good chance it might be Sami versus Jey. Or Jey versus Randy. So, let me just go with my initial thought. I think Sami Zayn goes to the finals. which means the finals is most likely going to be Cody Rhodes versus Sami Zayn. And a lot of people are expecting Randy Orton to win. So that means we do Randy Orton and John Cena again at SummerSlam. No, thank you. Can we not? Let's not do that again. We already saw it at Backlash. We're good. So, if anybody is expecting Randy to win, he's not going to. It's either going to be Cody Rhodes or Sami Zayn. Those are my two picks. Right now, I'm going with Sami Zayn. Cody doesn't need to win this. He does not need to win it. Sami does. It's Sami's to win. It's Sami's to win. But we'll see how that goes. I'm very curious to know how you guys feel about the tournament as of right now. I'm thinking about what they're getting ready to do with Naomi here. Because Naomi, Mrs. Money in the Bank, she came out there and told Tiffany Stratton that I'm going to cash in on you when you least expect it. And then she got the what chance, and she told them, bitch, you heard me. That's funny. That was good. But, we're going to see. I'm not too sure when they're going to have Naomi cash in, because Tiffany is very popular right now. I was thinking like, okay, well, Jade's going to win the tournament, so we're going to do Tiffany and Jade at SummerSlam. Maybe that's the place where we have Naomi cash in. Maybe. We'll see. We'll play that one by ear. But so this one's gonna be interesting. But the other things that we get to talk about, CM Punk made his surprise appearance on SmackDown and cut a pretty damn good shoot promo on John Cena. So we'll definitely look at that. And then R-Truth attacking Cena throughout the show is phenomenal. I know they're not going to put the bet on R-Truth. I know they're not going to put the bet on Ron Killings. But with the way he's blowing up, because they unjustly fired him and then brought him back and then he had the character change, I wouldn't be upset if they made an exception. I would not be upset if they made an exception to this rule. We'll see. We'll definitely see. But I'm seeing his promos and I'm seeing these interviews he's doing on Busted Open Radio, and I love the hood, street hood, New Jack personality that he has. I'm driving now. It's one of those things where the stars are aligning. You hear me? Like, everyone expects Cody Rhodes to beat John Cena. Everyone expects CM Punk to beat John Cena. If LA Knight beats John Cena, it's like, yeah, that makes sense. Sure. Who the fuck is expecting R-Truth to beat John Cena? How wild would it be if the one to end John Cena's reign wasn't a big, already established main event player, but 53-year-old R-Truth? I think for the story that they're telling and where we are, that would be the craziest moment you can create. We'll see. We'll see what they do. A lot of it really is we'll see. I'm just kind of just waiting to see how the pieces fall into place. All I can do is just predict what's going on. I think we're going to go ahead and move things on. Move things along here. We're going to do the SmackDown review, of course. But before I get to the SmackDown review, I got business to take care of. I got to address this post I have on Twitter that's going viral about the Bella twins. Nikki Bella and Brie Bella, or Garcia, whatever the hell you call them, they did a podcast episode where Nikki came out and talked about the backlash, the criticism she got about Io Sky saying that she paved the way for her and other women. And she makes the statement, and we'll play the clip, but to summarize, she essentially says, it's not about what happens inside the ring. It's not always about what happens inside the ring. It's about your overall impact. And the people who don't see our impact are mostly men who don't understand women's plight. She didn't say it like that. She can't even say Stephanie Becker. But, yeah. I have a lot I want to say about that. So we're going to get into that first before we get to the SmackDown review. But happy Father's Day, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me, for picking this time on your Saturday to watch me. So we're going to go ahead and move things along. I'm going to do the shout-outs. I'm going to go ahead and plug whatever I can plug. And then, of course, you guys give me your scores, rates about SmackDown. So let's pay these bills, and then we'll get to all the topics and reviews today. If this is the first time you're watching me, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Wow, you're at it. Help expand the brand by doing the following things. Join the membership. Click that join button and get the opportunity to request a video of your choosing, whether it's a live reaction, a hot topic, or a review, past, present, or future. Also, don't forget to give thanks. Hit that super thanks if you would like to donate after the fact. You can. Also, like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, just Alyx Central. Give me a follow on Instagram, give me a follow on Spotify, give me a follow on Cameo, give me a follow on Threads, follow us on Discord, follow me on Blue Sky, where the skies are clearer, and give me a follow on TikTok, for I am the tickest. Other talk is donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, Venmo, and yes, Super Chats are officially on. You can donate at any point in time during the broadcast. To get your thoughts played live on the air, email me at justalyxsworld@gmail.com for business inquiries just to say hi. Get yourself a t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. Are you a Just Alex guy? Then join the club. Get you an I'm a Just Alex guy t-shirt. Hot out the press. Also get you an old school Gillespie t-shirt. Get your new school Alex's World t-shirt. And many, many more t-shirt designs coming your way. So stay tuned. Join the cause. Expand the brand today right here in Alex's World. So botches aside, let me not botch anybody's names here. Thank you all for joining me. Show your love to the Mod Squad. Ultra, Shadow 97, Firestar Heart, Elias, a Demon, New Japan Pro Wrestling Go, Khalil does everything. Highway, Dylan, Danger, Teflon Don, the Mod Father, Zeno, Enigma, Big MGM. They're all here to help keep this a safe space for wrestling fans like you and like us. Are the mods even here? I don't think I even have a mod here right now. That's alright. It's Saturdays are just a weird time. I tried doing Saturdays because all the other big podcasters are going live on Fridays, and that makes it hard for me to get any traction, you know? And so I do Saturdays just to experiment with it and see if I can avoid running into that problem, but I don't know. We'll see. Shout outs, right? Let me get the shout outs in. Thank y'all for being here, by the way. It's very much appreciated. We got Debit Money, Debit Money Adams, Trey Lucado, Joe Arredondo, Aaron Teagle, Asuna Luna, JJ Who Let the Dogs Out, Who, JJ Bulldog, T Jr., Dan Argento, right? Dan Argento. We got the International Super Chat Champion in his house, your savior, Drew Usher. Good to have you here, man. He says last night I got scared. Hope they not going back to Little Jimmy because Truth was talking to himself. You're good. I think he's going to be incorporating different aspects of his character into a new one. That'd be nice. SmackDown was better than Raw this week. SmackDown was great. Nice show to sit through. Reginald Val Johnson. Did I say that right? Pikachu Black. Kingville 24. Rickardy Ear. Slam Tackle TV. Sorry, I'm scrolling down to make sure I don't miss anybody. Love Girl 788. Adam Raider, who says Logan Paul should be a world champ. Don't get blocked, son. I'm kidding, not really. There's one in here called C. Dwayne Joseph Sweetney. Right Hand Cam, YouTube member Right Hand Cam is in his house. Good to have you here, sir. All right, we're going to go ahead and move things along, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for being here. Be sure you like the video. If I don't say your name, it's not because I hate you. We got ourselves a show to get through. So let's go ahead and get things started. But before we get to the SmackDown review, I would like to take a look at what Nikki Bella had to say on her podcast. So let's just give this a listen. Let's listen to what she has to say before I comment on the subject at hand. So here's Nikki Bella talking about criticisms that she got from fans because Io Sky said she paved the way for female wrestlers. And go.
You know, they'll hear like, what do you hear about you paving a way? Because, some people make comments when Io Sky said it to me, and
they're called marks.
No, I know. But what they don't realize is paving the road isn't just about doing moves and what happened in the ring. It's also what happened outside of the ring and what it's done for women's wrestling as a whole. And I get for some of the young people or some of the ignorant men, let's just be honest. I don't even give a shit. They don't get it, right? Because they're just thinking moveset and they're thinking wins and championships. They don't think of the overall picture. And majority of the time it's because they're not a woman. They've never had a fight for what we've had to fight for. One, not only are they not a woman, they're not a WWE superstar. Right. So they don't understand it, right? But so a road paved is, women that did so much more than that because they were fighting to do more of that moveset, more of what happens in the ring. So there had to be a huge fight outside of it. That's why, when I said last night, and like, you'll get this, and a lot of people will, it's amazing to see like women pick up your blood, sweat, and tears, hold on to that. And I'm talking not just me, not just you, every woman from the past, right? That fought for women. Take that and make something even bigger with it because that's what you want. And that is what these women right now are doing from what they, they're.
All right. So that's essentially the clip. And look, this post is currently going viral on Twitter, by the way. Look at that. 223 views. Jesus Christ. And I'll just read what I said. And I mean this. I say this with utmost respect, with the utmost respect for both Nikki and Brie Bella. The Bella Twins' role and the overall picture of the women's evolution is overstated. If you remove them from the history books, from the WWE history books, nothing would change. Very kind ladies, though. And when I say very kind ladies, I mean that from the perspective of they clearly care about the business. Clearly. Like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that these women are soulless and they're only in it for themselves, because I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I think both Nikki and Brie have good hearts. They genuinely want to see the women succeed. Genuinely. And I believe, this is just for me, the reason why they say this and they have this view of this overinflated view, let's just call it like it is, it's overinflated, is because the people that brought them in told them that they were amazing, told them that they're awesome, called them legends for being exactly what they are. Very attractive women. So, let me just say this before I even get into why I said that tweet. If you are a fan of the Bella Twins, you are allowed to be as big of a fan of what they do for as long as you want. You can love every episode of Total Divas, Total Bellas, whatever reality show they've done. You can acknowledge that they've built their own brand and create a loyal fan base from it, which is rarely done. That's a big deal. And I'm happy for them. I am genuinely happy that Brie and Nikki found success through wrestling. Isn't that what we want? At the end of the day, that's all we want. And I will stand up for them when it comes to that. The success that they have built, they've earned. They've earned it. And I'm not going to take that away from them. But this is the part that's going to piss people off, but this is how I honestly feel. To say that Nikki Bella paved the way for Io Sky, for Rhea Ripley, for Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Bayley, Sasha Banks, Liv Morgan. It's not only disingenuous, it's just not true. That would be like saying Tori Wilson paved the way for Liv Morgan. No, she didn't. And I love Tori Wilson. But even Tori Wilson would tell you, I was popular for my time. And she was popular not because of what she did inside the ring, but because of tits and ass. Which, by the way, sex appeal, there's nothing wrong with it. There is a place for everybody in the business. There comes a time for sex appeal. One of my favorite acts right now, Lola Vice on NXT, listen, she's good inside the ring, but let's be real. We like her because she shakes her thing. Sex appeal has its place. Jada Parker, she got a big kadonk-kadonk. Sex appeal has its place. And the Bella Twins were great for their time. Right place, right time. During a time when the women were not being respected inside the ring, on screen, they were getting 30 seconds to a minute. They got over through whatever means they got over. It's the Kim Kardashian effect, right? They're popular just for being popular. And that's fine. I'm not going to knock anybody for how they get popular. They became popular. They're not my cup of tea. When I watched Total Divas, I got more invested in Naomi and Natalya, but they found their base. And they made the most out of it. Congratulations to them. And I think what's happened is we've equated this idea that because they were popular, that means they paved the way. That's not what that means. That's not what that means. You can sit here all day and tell me, well, they brought new eyes to the wrestling business. Because of what they did on Total Divas, more people watched WWE during that time. That's great. Are they watching now? Those people that watch because of the Bella Twins, are they watching now? No. They're not. It's no different than when The Rock was. When The Rock shows up, more people watch the program because of The Rock. People watch the Bella Twins because of the Bella Twins. They bring their own fan base with them, but that fan base doesn't stay. Again, good for them. That's great. The only reason why they're even being brought back on screen to Evolution is so that they can bring eyes, because they have their own brand and because they bring their own fan base with them to help contribute to the event. And that's fine. I had no problems with that whatsoever. That doesn't mean they paved the way for Io Sky. Io Sky paved her own way to WWE. While the Divas were doing their thing, where was Io Sky? Wrestling in Japan. Genius of the Sky as Io Shirai. That's where she was. She was building her own path, carving her own path. And let's keep it 100, like Jacob Fatu says. Let's keep it 100. While the Bella Twins were on top, not only were the women not getting TV time, not only were the women not getting storylines, and the storylines they were getting were crappy, like Natalya farting, the fans didn't respect them. What did the women get called? What did the women get called when the Bella Twins were on top? Bathroom breaks. Bathroom breaks. The only time the women were getting respect was when AJ Lee was on screen. Tell me when I'm telling lies. You tell me any other point where the Divas were on screen that they were getting TV time and they were actually mattering during that period. Exactly. AJ Lee. And then when AJ Lee left, it was Charlotte, Becky, Sasha, Bayley, Paige. This idea that the women are owed respect, are owed this idea of legendary status because they're women. That's not how that works. And so when Nikki says stuff like, you don't understand it because you're not a woman. No, I completely understand it. 100%. And I don't need to be a male to understand the plight that women go through. Yes, Nikki and Brie are popular. Yes, when it comes to them being Hall of Famers, fuck it. If Coco Beware can be in there, so can they. At least they built their own fan base. At least they were able to build success from wrestling. But when I think about the women that carved the path, that actually created the road for an Io Sky, for a Bianca Belair, for a Jade Cargill, for Becky, Sasha, Bayley, for the Lara Valkyrias, I think about Chyna. I think about Lita, Trish, Alundra Blaze, Mickie James, Victoria. These are women who were, not just were they attractive, they were great inside the ring, and they left in, here's a word for you, impact on the business. See, that's the word that Nikki is not understanding. Yes, you were popular for your time because WWE was pushing eye candy. Diva Search, we know. Nothing wrong with that. It's no different than Ryback and Fandango. Yes, I just compared them to Ryback and Fandango. And before you get upset, how dare you disrespect them? Ryback was extremely popular during his heyday. He's an asshole now and nobody likes him. But back in 2012? Oh my goodness. When he would come out, the arena would shake. Fandango, dude, they were hot for these talents. Let's not pretend that the fans didn't like them. But they didn't leave an impact on the business. They were popular for their time. And that's the Bella Twins. They were popular for their time, but to say they left an impact, they didn't. They didn't. If you remove the Bella Twins from the history books, what changes? The people that actually left an impact would still leave an impact. Because all of these women that got started, that I named, didn't get started because of the Bella Twins. They got started because of women like Lita, Trish, Chyna, Alundra Blaze, and all the other Japanese Joshi wrestlers that came before the Io Skies, that came before the Kairi Sanes, that came before the Asukas. Those are the women that paved the way. The Bella Twins, yes, they were able to build their own popularity, built their own brand, built their own success through wrestling. Congratulations. You didn't pave shit. Stacy Keibler, for example. I love Stacy Keibler. Stacy Keibler, when she was on Raw, I stopped what I was doing. Stacy Keibler was not known for what she did inside the ring. But I still loved her. And every time she shows up, if she was to show up on Raw, you best believe I'm going to be watching. She's still fun. Do you think I would ever make the statement that Stacy Keibler paved the way for Io Sky? Not even Stacy Keibler would say that. Because Stacy Keibler isn't, how do I put this? She isn't egotistical. She knows what her role was. Her and Tori Wilson. Both of them would be like, yeah, we were there because we were eye candy, and they liked us because we were eye candy, and we were good at it. They knew their roles, and they did it well. The Bella Twins have an ego. They feel entitled. They feel like, yeah, we are owed this you're supposed to look at us as legends, because if it wasn't for us, there wouldn't be Women's Evolution. No, that's not true. That's not true. We owe that to people like Gail Kim. Gail Kim set the bar for this idea that women could main event a show. Lita, Trish set the bar. for this idea that women can main event a show. China set the bar for this idea that women can main event a show. They left an impact much bigger than the Bella Twins could ever think about leaving. And just because Io Sky was told to say that you left an impact because she has to put you over, that doesn't mean that that's true. People say Sensational Sherry. Yeah. Sensational Sherry was phenomenal. I don't know. Y'all can feel differently. If you're fans of the Bella Twins, I'm not going to tell you not to be fans of the Bella Twins. I just personally think, for me, this is just my personal opinion, their overall appeal is overstated. They're not the legends. They're not the pioneers, trailblazers that WWE paints them out to be. They're not. And I would appreciate them more if they wasn't so egotistical about it. If the Bellas just came out and said, look, they said we paved the way. Listen, we did our thing. We built our base. We're good. We're just chilling. That's them. They're the ones overhyping us and giving us all that. You know, I would appreciate that. Because that's something a Tori Wilson, a Stacey Keibler would do. They're just like, look, y'all, I know I'm not known for what I did inside the ring, but what I was known for, I was good at, right? I'd be like, yes, you were. I respect that. I think about SoCal Val. Because I interviewed her. SoCal Val knows what she is. She's like, look, I'm eye candy. I'm a manager type. I'm a personality. I'm not going to be someone you appreciate inside the ring. But that's okay. I don't need to be. I need women that understand the role. Maria Kanellis. That's another one that I interviewed. Maria's like, look, I was a straight up diva. You will never see me get inside the ring and do 630s. But you know what? When I'm on screen, I'm involved in storylines. I kick ass. I kill it. Whatever you give me, I make the most out of it. Because Maria understands what true impact is. So, getting off the subject, because I do want to get to SmackDown. You can like the Bella Twins. You can appreciate them for what they've done. But can we stop overstating their importance? No, they didn't pave the way for the women nowadays. They were a fad for their time. They were able to build their success through wrestling and built long-term success because of it. Okay, cool. That's as far as it goes, though. You will never hear me say that Nikki Bella paved the way for Io Sky, because that's just factually not true. And even though they had Io Sky say that, I think when a lot of fans saw that, they went, oh. You know. So, Quentin Blackman, because he's a savage, said, hear me out. If it wasn't for the Bellas, we would not know what good women's wrestling is. Yo! He essentially said, look, we can't appreciate Charlotte, Sasha, Becky, and Bayley until we go through the shit show that is the Bella Twins. So yes, maybe they did leave an impact. In other words, they sucked so badly that it opened the way for the women who didn't suck to come in and make a name for themselves. You're a savage for that. You're a savage for that. I'm not going to go that far, but that's hilarious. That's funny. All right, but listen, if you disagree, let me know down below. If you agree, you disagree, have fun. Come at me, bro. Come at me if you agree or disagree. I want the smoke. Please. I want the smoke when it comes to the Bellas. I will go at you every single day. They didn't pave the way for shit. SmackDown. Let's talk about Friday Night SmackDown. June 13th, Friday the 13th. Lord have mercy. They were live in Lexington, Kentucky. Great crowd, by the way. Sold out. Live throughout the entire event. They opened up with John Cena. John Cena says, Mount Rushmore of wrestling is John Cena, John Cena, and John Cena. He says there have been wrestlers and great talkers, but no one in the present, past, or probably even the future that is comparable to him. And the reason he'll always outmaneuver you isn't because he never gives up, but because he's smarter than you. He's the man with the plan. Whether you're his opponent or watching at home or mesmerized by him in this very arena, he's always 1,000 steps ahead because you're worried about right here, right now. He saw this moment a year ago. He announced his retirement early and scouted his opposition, went to the Royal Rumble, and then knew he can get into the Chamber. He knew CM Punk and Seth would cancel each other out, and he knew Cody was fixated on the final boss, and he used that knowledge to cruise through to win the title at WrestleMania. He talked about how he used Logan Paul to take him out of the picture and scout out the fact that CM Punk would not want to fight in Saudi Arabia because he would be a hypocrite. That man says, I'm the architect. Eat your heart out, Seth Rollins. He doesn't have to worry about Seth Rollins, by the way, because he knows that when he takes the belt home, there will only be one belt left, and that's the one Seth Rollins will cash in on. He is so smart. He says, thank God he doesn't need our appreciation, because we won't realize how good he is until 3 years after he's gone. Who does that sound like? Who does that sound like? Who said they won't appreciate heel John Cena until years later? This guy. You know it's true. You know it's true. And that's when Cody Rhodes comes out. And then Randy Orton interrupts him. And then LA Knight, excuse me, what's everybody saying? LA Knight, yeah. Both of them, all three of them come out to let John Cena know, we want some, and we coming to get some. Cody told Cena, that sounds great that you have a master plan, but you clearly didn't have a plan for me whooping your ass at Money in the Bank because I pinned you. It's like that's right. That's true. Randy Orton came out and said, I was this close to kicking your head off your shoulders, and I'm going to do it again. And then LA Knight did the typical, well, look, y'all all had your chance, now it's my turn. I'm going to take what's mine. What's everybody saying, LA Knight, yeah. And then John Cena goes up the ramp, only to be attacked by the Truth. Ron Killings. He got attacked by R-Truth. It was great. Crowd popped for it. He looked like a madman doing it too. And so John Cena goes backstage, and you see this bit where the camera is silent and Cena's going crazy, getting in Nick Aldis's face. It's just a character actor. It's just ridiculous. Okay, so the first of four King of the Ring first round tournament matches. Aleister Black, Carmelo Hayes, L.A. Knight, yeah, and Randy Orton. Very good match. I love that we're getting a lot of screen time for Carmelo Hayes and Aleister Black. You're seeing them associate more with main event players like Randy Orton and LA Knight because they're slowly moving them up, which I like and I appreciate. Randy Orton won this match after he hit, and this was cool. After Carmelo Hayes goes to hit a frog splash, Randy Orton catches him with an RKO. That was amazing. Amazing. So Randy Orton wins. And then we go into the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu. Because he's all gas, no breaks with it. Yeah, I mean. I can't do my eyes right. Hold on. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I mean. Close enough. So he comes out, gets Fatu chance. He says, just because you're family doesn't mean you can get behind their back. You can go behind their back and try to snake them. Interesting. Just because they both come from the same bloodline don't mean that they can take all the credit for your hard work. Solo says he wouldn't be nothing if it wasn't for him. That's exactly why he had to remind Solo Sikoa what happens when you don't get in where you fit in. Bro, he got the catchphrases going. And now it's just him against the world because he's all gas, no breaks with it. So Solo appears in the Titantron. He's in a dark room. We got JC Mateo on one shoulder, and then he's talking about how next week he's expecting Jacob to apologize. And the only way that this is going to be settled is for Jacob to say, I love you, Solo. Because if he does it, he reminds Jacob that I brought you into this world. And if I brought you in, I can take you out. So I like that Solo has a personality now. He's not like serious bloodline Solo. He's kind of loosened up. He's having a little bit of fun. This is a setup, and there's no secret about this. This is not a spoiler. They're setting up for Hikuleo to debut next week. Hikuleo is going to debut next week. He's going to join Solo's bloodline. So I am also expecting the Gorillas of Destiny. Ain't nobody realer than Gorilla. Hey, ain't nobody realer. The Gorillas of Destiny to join the bloodline as well. So, oh my goodness. JC Mateo, freaking Hikuleo, and then the Gorillas of Destiny. Ooh, that's pretty dope. Jacob's going to need some help. He's going to need some serious help. Like a Lance on Hawaii. Excuse me. Zilla Fatu. Yeah. We gonna see how that goes. But I'm liking this. I'm liking the dynamic we got so far, because now that they have them in their roles, Jacob Fatu's the more serious Samoan, the more monstrous, serious one, and Solo is more that eccentric personality. It actually works better this way. So let's see where it goes. Jade Cargill versus Michin versus Nia Jax versus Piper Niven. This is the first of two Queen of the Ring first round tournament matches. Someone reminded me that I didn't talk about LA Knight getting attacked by Seth Rollins' men. That being Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. That is true, because they're building a feud between LA Knight and Seth Rollins. Now this match was alright. I was more interested in who would win, and Jade Cargill won, which is the one I have winning the entire tournament, and she pinned Piper Niven with the Jade. Sounds good to me. And then after that, we see Naomi walking backstage with a briefcase. So, Naomi is seen coming out, addressing the crowd, letting people know that she's done accepting scraps, she's Mrs. Money in the Bank, and she brings up the fact that every time I failed to win the championship, it's been because of Tiffany, who's been helping Nia Jax. So, like that they did that little tie-in with the story, Tiffany ends up coming out. Tiffany says she's all talk, no game. So, why isn't she cashing in on her right now? And Naomi said, hold on for a goddamn minute. You know, I'm the captain now. I'm the captain now. I'm driving this. I'll cash in when I'm ready. I'm going to cash in when you least expect it. Do you get the fans going, what? What? And she goes, bitch, you heard me. She should do that every time. Every time she gets what chance, she should go, bitch, you heard me. And then she ends the promo by saying, I strongly advise that you proceed with caution. Ooh! Ooh! Naomi's cooking. She cooking. I love it. Nia Jax comes out. She attacks Tiffany. And then Naomi's like, ooh, an opportunity. And Nia Jax is like, this one's mine. Fresh meat. That one's an obvious reference. You'll get it. Okay. How about this? Come here, I'm gonna eat ya! I'm bigger than the food chain! Get in my belly! Come on, that one's easy. That one's easy. Motor City Machine Guns took on the Wyatt Six, Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy. Not a bad match. Lumis wins off the top rope with a top rope leg drop, interestingly enough. And then John Cena comes back out, but this time he's calling out R-Truth. He says, you want to attack me from behind, then get your ass to the ring and get this whooping. And then that's when CM Punk shows up. Look in my eyes. What do you see? Yeah. Where'd that? Yeah. Wow. Where did that come from? Alright, I'm tired, y'all. So, CM Punk comes out. Big pop, big surprise. Everyone's like, what? Is that CM Punk? Yeah, it is. Before we get started, he says, he wants to give Cena a chance. Give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he's too Obi-Wan Kenobi talking to Darth Vader and hoping that Anakin Skywalker is still in there. He gives Cena a chance to stop what he's doing and let the people celebrate who he is. Because this is his last time, his last run. And then Cena was like, why? Why? What for? Why will you waste his time with these people? Why we waste his time with this place, basketball and horse racing? Goddamn, Cena. He says the only thing that matters is the title. So he's going to eat crow to the same idiots wearing the t-shirt and singing CM Punk's song. And Punk's like, all right, hey, I tried to help him. Let the record be set. I tried to do the right thing, and he was all like, fuck you. So I'm like, all right, well, fuck you back, bitch. So he then has an excellent shoe promo, and I don't want to miss anything he said here. And he says, there's an old saying that if you tell a strong man a lie, you offend him. And if you tell a weak man the truth, that offends him. And here's the truth, John. We want truth. Wow. Truth chants ring out. John can't beat him. And now he says he's going to ruin wrestling, so CM Punk will take it on himself to save it. And what was the other thing about sociopathic confidence? Punk takes that as a compliment because it's that confidence that took him to the top when guys like Cena said he'd never make it. And he's not going to take this from a man dressed like a toddler, dressed like he struck out at T-ball. He did look like one of them 8-9-year-old kids playing T-ball. Punk asked for that one to be stricken from the record because he makes him sound like little PG John Cena, which is ironic because talking about ruining wrestling and taking the strap and leaving makes him sound like CM Punk, which is what he did in 2011. He's stealing his best material. You think challenging him at Night of Champions is going to stop him? No, it's just like old times. CM Punk coming here to make Cena's retirement tour watchable. Fuel up the private jet. He'll follow him to Mars to whoop his ass. That was a bar. He'll follow him to hell to prove that he's better than him. And here's the truth. Cena's a GOAT, but so is CM Punk. And he's beaten him in Boston, and he's beaten him in Chicago, and he's going to spit roast him and sacrifice him to the gods of wrestling. To guys like Terry Funk, Harley Race, Bret Hart, and Eddie Guerrero. Punk scoffs at the audacity of his caucasity to put himself on Mount Rushmore. Not even 4 times, but just once. Because he's a joke. God damn! Punk says, you can't see me? I see through you. And he always has. And that's the truth. And then he goes to walk away and we're like, really? Is that how you're going to end the promo? And as he's walking away, R-Truth shows up and attacks him from behind again. And then CM Punk comes back and goes, and the truth hurts. Mic drop. That was great. That was an awesome shoot promo. Look, nothing's going to top the pipe bomb. Nothing's going to top what CM Punk did in 2011. But I love the references that we're doing here. I love that we're getting this back and forth. And eventually, John Cena's going to shoot on CM Punk. And then we're going to get that back and forth. So I'm excited about that. But he's absolutely right. 100% right. Like, this is why I think people aren't going to appreciate Cena's heel run until later. Because they're mad at The Rock. But promos like this just asserts this was the right way to go about John Cena's final run. Period. He's doing so much good work. And people are getting put over like R-Truth because of it. But Ron Killings is confronted by Nick Aldis. Bro, what can I make you do to stop? What can I do for you to make you stop attacking John Cena? And R-Truth was like, give me a match against John Cena next week. Done. So there you go. John Cena's wrestling on SmackDown against R-Truth next week. Look at God. Look at that. Let me see here. Killing says he wants a match against John Cena next week. We talked about that. A Queen of the Ring for first round tournament. Alba Fire versus Alexa Bliss versus Candice LeRae versus Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair. Fatal 4-way for the women's title. For the Queen of the Ring tournament. That is to get a shot at the women's title. I think we all thought Charlotte Flair would win this. No! You thought, and you were wrong. The one who won it was Alexa Bliss. Yeah! Alexa Bliss won. Great match, by the way. Alexa, you can see her winning the tournament to take on you know who. But I still think it's going to go to Jade Cargill. That's just me. And I think after that, not even that far after that, we got the main event. Andrade El Idolo versus the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Nothing really else to say about this match. It was solid. Fine match. I had to fast forward through it a little bit, but it was good. It was good. And Cody Rhodes ended up winning. And there you go. And I will say this. For a 3-hour show, this one flew by faster than usual. So I thought the show was good. The card, for the most part, is set for King and Queen of the Ring. I already have my winners. They're already set. Sami Zayn is my pick to win the men's. Although it will probably be Cody Rhodes. Although I'm going with Sami, and then Jade Cargill will win the women. So one from Raw. The Raw will be Sami Zayn, and SmackDown will be Jade Cargill. Because I say it too. Now, who won Queen and Queen of the Ring last year? Gunther, right? Gunther won King of the Ring. He's from Raw. And then Nia Jax from SmackDown won Queen. All right, there you go. So, same thing. SmackDown's going to be the Queen, and then Raw's going to be the King. Watch. Y'all know I'm right. All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is my SmackDown review. Give me your thoughts about everything we talked about. Give me your thoughts about the Bellas. Give me your thoughts about SmackDown. Give me your thoughts about everything. Look forward to seeing what you guys are saying. All right. People say that it was a great show last night. Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. It flew by pretty fast. Let's see here. Ron Killings versus Cena will be the highlight of SmackDown next week. Yeah, honestly, they really need to consider having R-Truth be the one to take the belt for Cena. Right hand Cam gets SmackDown 9 out of 10. Reginald gets SmackDown 10 out of 10. TJ gets SmackDown 8 out of 10. Oh, these are some good grades. Great grades. Kingville 24 says he wants a nickname. We'll see. We'll see about that. Let me see here. Victoria paved the way way more than the Bella Twins. I agree. Hell, Liv Morgan and Lola Vice did sex appeal. You know, Liv Morgan and Lola Vice had more sex appeal than the Bella Twins. I'm just saying. Now, the women's tag team division is stale. What women's tag team division? Trish Stratus and Lita plus AJ Lee paved the way more than the Bellas. 100%. Charlotte was still in the company with Nikki. Rickardy. Yeah. Molly, Holly, Victoria, Medusa. Yes. Great ones. Great ones. They definitely paved the way. Io Sky was building her castle in the sky. In Japan, I know. AJ Lee knows she was the one that started the women's revolution. No lies told. Yes, Sensational Sherry. China, Gail Kim, Awesome Kong. Thank you. Well, let's not talk about Fabulous Moolah. You're right, but let's not talk about her. Mae Young. We'll go with her. Jacqueline, yes ma'am. Queen Jacqueline. Luna Vachon, always love me some Luna Vachon. Someone said, hey, we should at least appreciate the Bellas were terrible, and it allowed us to appreciate the women we have now. That is true. I had nothing against the Bellas, but saying that they paved the way for Io Sky or Bianca Belair or Rhea Ripley is like it's saying Ryback paved the way for Braun Breaker. He said it. Let's see. Trey Lucado gave SmackDown 9 out of 10. Joey Dunner gives SmackDown 10 out of 10. JJ Bulldog gave SmackDown 9 out of 10. T Jr. gives SmackDown 9 out of 10. Show flew by pretty fast. Regina Boy gave SmackDown 8.5 out of 10. Paige, definitely. Paige was from Saraya, 100%. All right, well, there you go. That's my SmackDown review. Thank you all so much for joining me here for this show. As you follow out, do all the YouTube things. We will definitely see where all of this goes. Keep an eye on things. But thank you for joining me for this live stream. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and Venmo. I hope you guys are having a great day. I'll catch you guys next time right here in Alyx's World, the place it is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you.
When you're when you're